Hello class, welcome to another lesson. This is Mr. Hall joining you today with biology for non-infectious diseases. At the top of the paper, if you could write biology, unit 10, and lesson 7. So we're going to jump right into it with non-infectious diseases, starting with the vocabulary. We see allergen, which is a substance that causes an allergy. Next is predisposition, which is a tendency towards a certain condition or quality. And if you could write these down as well, but highlighted only, as these will be your questions and answers to your homework assignment. So going on, we have this table, but we're going to talk about genetic diseases that work in two ways. One of them is how a person may be born with a genetic disease, such as Down syndrome or type 1 diabetes. However, these are generally the result of mutated genes. We also see on table 7.1 that these genetic predispositions for getting a disease, especially combined with other factors. So, for example, we have cardiovascular disease, which involves the heart and blood vessels. Next is genetic, which is diseases that one is born with or predisposition for disease. Occupational, which is an illness caused by factors relating to one's work. And then we have cancer, which is the malfunctioning cells that reproduce uncontrollably. Going in, we have cardiovascular disease, which is the disease of the heart and blood vessel, and is the number one killer of humans in the United States, along with cancer. Cardiovascular disease are congenital. That's basically meaning you are born with it. So congenital cardiovascular disease is a hole in the heart that divides the left and right ventricles. In some cases, the large arteries leaving one heart are in the wrong place at times. In many events in medicine and technology has allowed for most congenital heart disorders to be fixed with open heart surgery. And in open heart surgery, the blood is sent through a machine that acts like a mechanical heart and lungs. After the heart is fixed, the blood is returned to pump through the heart again. And this is known as one of the, if you're curious, one of the occupations of being a cardiovascular perfusionist. They're the ones that control the heart functions when someone is having an open heart surgery. They're the ones that send the blood through the machine. And in this field, it's a very tedious, but it's a rewarding career path. So if you're wanting to look more into that, look up cardiovascular perfusion. Heart disease also affects adults. Excuse me. Sometimes the tissue in one's heart fails to contract in the right rhythm, then making a pacemaker required, which makes the heart implanted. It's implanted to a person, so that way it's in the correct rhythm, so they won't have an arrhythmatic pattern. So next we have coronary, which is the artery disease that keeps the proper amount of blood from reaching the heart. This is also known as being a clogged artery that slows down the heart and could be damaged, and also having a heart not receiving enough oxygen or nutrients. Next we have allergy and asthma. Allergies are a reaction that some people have to substances that are harmless to many other people. Usually with people who have allergens, which allergens is the substance that causes the allergy. Usually associated is allergy and asthma. They're put together, so someone who may have asthma also may have seasonal allergies or other type of allergens that may trigger their attacks. Other allergens also include such as common ones of mold, dust, pollen, but are not also limited. They could also be food allergens such as nuts, eggs, wheat, or milk. And they may require medicine or some type of EpiPen for even bee stings or any type of material that may have a reaction to that person. Asthma is a respiratory disease that is somewhat similar to allergies. However, the consequences of asthma are generally more severe, and it has increased actually in the development of asthma in the last few years. And severe asthma attacks can lead to death. People who suffer from asthma often carry around an inhaler that has medicine that will often open their passageway should they experience an asthma attack. However, if you are suffering from an asthma attack and do take your medication, you might need to see your physician or go into the emergency department or clinic to make sure that everything is functioning well, that you're not having any crackles or any upper airway blockage, also known as wheezing, because sometimes you might need more medication. Okay, guys, with that being said, that is lesson 7 with non-infectious diseases. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.